Welcome again to another presentation on the HNG case study 2025 question 9. We'll look at the solution. My advice, as usual, is that first of all, go and follow up the question, understand before you come back to look at the solution. Okay, now let us go ahead. The first work required is to present the table of operational profit. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. First of all, we're going to calculate the net profit after tax, because net profit cannot be, the profit before tax cannot be shared. Okay, so it's profit after tax that is shared to the shareholder. So let's note like that. So we go ahead. So the net profit, your net profit before tax, the given amount is equals to 7.4 million, 7,400,000. So net profits after tax will be equals to we take it this way, net profit after tax will be equals to 7.4 million minus, we'll take 33%, okay, times 7.4 million. So when you do all your calculations, we are going to have a net profit. So net profit after tax, we're going to have an amount of 4,958,000 francs. So this is our net profit after tax that we're going to share. Okay, so now we're going to go to the table of operational profit. All right. So let's go to the table of operational profit. So looking at the table of operational profit, we are going to go to the table of operational profit. So let's go to the table of operational profit. Let's go and see how to share now the profit. Okay. So this is our table. Okay. This is our table of operational profit. So the first thing we're going to have here, we're going to have headings. We can have headings like this. We can have headings. We can have a calculation. Calculations that we can have amounts here. But the first thing is the net profit. Okay. We have the net profit. The amount of the net profit is 4 million. As we've calculated, 4,958,000 francs. That's the net profit. We come down to legal reserve. Legal reserves is usually the calculation. Let's do the calculation. Is 4,958,000 francs times 10%. So when we calculate times 10%, it's going to give us 495,800. All right. So now we come to distributable profits. So distributable profit. Distributable profit, we subtract, okay? Look at the difference between these two amounts. So the difference now is going to give us 4,462,200 francs. That's the difference, okay? Now, we go to statutory interest. So statutory interest now. Our statutory interest now I'm going to calculate for we have for the first one, whether the first brown Congo, the first one. No. We're doing the calculation. Let's do it here. We're going to take he contributed how much? 50 million. 50 million times 80%, okay, times 80% times 6% times 12 years, 12 months. All of these we're going to divide it by 1,200, okay? So we're going to divide this, you can convert this into 0.8, okay? So we can convert it into 0.8, so we divide all of this by 1,200, okay? By 1,200. So when we do our calculation, we're going to have an amount of 720,000 francs, okay? We come down to the next person. The next person is Dali. The next person is Dalila. So Dalila, we're going to take a 7.5 times, let's divide already times 0.8. Okay. Times 6 percent times 12. Okay, divided by 1,200, which is equals to 360,000. All right. Then the next one is Paddy. Paddy was 2.5. But 2.5 times 0.8. All right, times 6 times 12. All on 1,200. So when we calculate that, we're going to have 120,000 francs. Okay. So let's continue our calculation. We'll add all of that. Let's continue our calculation. Okay. When we add all of this, it's going to give us let's continue with the table. We're going to have optional reserve. That was optional. So add all of that is going to give us 1,200,000. So total will give us 1,200,000. Okay. So we're going to have now the total will give us 1.2 million. 1.2 million. We're going to add all the totals for the totals straight to interest going to give 1.2 million. Now there was optional reserve. Okay. There was optional reserve. Optional reserves, let's say it's going to give us 1.2 million. There's optional reserve. We have 1.2 million here. Those optional reserve. So optional reserve. Okay. Optional reserve according to the question was 600,000. So we have 600,000 here. Now let's calculate our first balance. All right, our first balance. First balance, we're going to subtract, okay? We subtract in plus this, okay, from what we had above, which is going to give us 2 million. 2 million, this will give us 2,662,200 francs, okay? So now let's go to super dividend, okay? Super dividend, which is dividend received by our shareholders. So by dividend, now we're going to have the first one is Congo. What is we're collecting 50 million times 7 times 12. Here divided by 1,200 francs, which is going to give us, when we calculate, it's going to give us 1,050,000 francs. The next one we're going to have is Dali. The name was Dalila, something like that. Yes. All right. So for the second person, we're going to take a 7.5 million times 7 times 12. Okay, we divide it by 1,200 francs. which will give us a total of 525, 525. Then the third one we have Padi, okay, Padi. For Padi, we are going to take 2.5, 2.5, all right, times 7 times 12, all on 1, 2. 1, 2, which will give us 1,720, 1,175,000. All right, so add this to it now. It should give us or add this to it, this total three amount, okay? We should be able to have a total of 1,000,000, that is total 1,750,000. Okay, so now we're going to look at the credit balance carry forward. Okay, so the credit balance carry forward from here, we're going to take, if we take that the credit balance carry forward, now there was a carry forward of according to the question, do we have this? So after that, now after the stretch all of that, we are going to have normally a carry forward. Okay, so we'll subtract this from that. We'll subtract 2,662,200 francs minus 1,750,000 francs. We're going to have a carry forward. Okay, so now carry forward. So now we're going to have a carried forward. Okay, so we're going to have a carried forward. A carried forward of so we're going to have a carried forward. So carried forward now is going to be the difference. So we'll subtract this from that. We're going to have 912,200 francs. Okay, so this is the carry forward. So if this is our carry forward, now we are going to have a remainder now of this is carry forward. Okay, so we're going to have this as the carry forward. So the remainder will be 0. Okay, the remainder now will be 0. Remainder now is 0. 0 how? We're going to take 2,662,200 francs, 200 francs minus 1,750,000 francs minus 912,200 francs. So balance is going to give us 0. Okay, so that's our balance, which is given us 0. So that is, we were through that table. Now let's go to accounting recordings. Okay, the accounting recordings now. Let's go and present our journal. Okay, let's go and present our journal. So to present our journal, we're going to do it a little bit fast. So let's present our journal. Okay, so to present our journal now, we have to present our journal. So accounting recordings is the journal. Okay, so we're presenting our journal now. After that, after we've done our calculations. Okay, so accounting recording. So we're going to present a journal now. Okay, so we have this. So present a journal. Okay, present a journal. So we present a journal. Okay, we present a journal. So we have this. So we have this. Okay, so we have so accounting recording. So to present our accounting recording, we're going to have we're doing the accounting recording as of 31st, so we can draw our journals here. We draw our journal. So we're going to have something like this. We draw this. We draw this. Draw like this. and then like this. Okay, so we're going to do the recording on the 31st, okay, 31st of December 2009. Okay, so the first one is account 131 and 31. Okay, the net profit for the year was 4,958,000 francs. Okay, now we created account 1301. That is a net profit for appropriation 4,958,000 francs. Now the narration is being amusement of the profit for appropriation. Okay, narration is being profit for appropriation, being profits for appropriation. You can just be like that. All right, on the same day, we are going to now record this. That is share the profit. Now we have 10. You have this that is 4,958,000 francs. Okay, we're going to have credit this legal reserve we calculated was 495,000 francs. We calculate again optional reserve that was given 600,000 francs. Then we had again carry forward. All right, carry forward 912,000. 200 francs. Then we had a 4651. 465, that's the amount received by them. So it is 2,950,000 francs. So I want to say that this amount is statutory interest plus super dividend. So if you take note, this amount is statutory interest plus super dividend. Okay, so this one is being appropriation of profit. The next one is being profit appropriation. Okay, being profit appropriation. So we're not through. Let us continue. We're not through. For the other ones, we can just do it here. For the other ones, we have on the same day. For the other ones, let me just be here. On the same day, we are going to do the 465 with how many million? With 2,950,000. Okay. So here we're going to create now the tax. Okay, the tax is 400 and there is that is just a source 486,750. So I want to know that this amount is 16%, 16.5% of this. Okay, yes. So you should take note of that. Okay, for this we have 2,463,000. 250, which is 83.5. All right, of this. So the one is 16%. We calculate 16.5% on this amount, 2,950,000 from which you have this. We'll calculate the balance, that is 83.5%. I think it's going to give us 2,463,250. So this one is being payment of dividend on this day. This one being payment of, so this is being payment of dividends, okay, to shareholders. So on the same day now, the last transaction, I'm going to try to share the pay tax, okay? So we debit 447 and we credit 521, with which amount we check the amount of the tax, which is 486,750 francs. So the one is being settlement of PITs, that's being payment of personal income tax. So thank you so much for watching. See you in the next presentation.